Imagine you're really excited for your spring break. You're going somewhere warm. Blue water, white sand, a lot of sun. Before you do that, let's read your insurance policy. For the last 20 years, since my now husband and I took our first spring break in law school, this has been our annual ritual. We'll land, we'll go straight to rent a car and deep dive into a conversation about our insurance. For 2 to 3 hours. Insurance is very important in our life. It gives us an opportunity to have adventures, have fun. Think of circus, where there's always a safety net. You can see performers doing tricks big or small, old or new, without risking their lives, making sure they get a chance to do this again. That's kind of the purpose of the insurance. You can do stuff, everyday stuff or unusual stuff, and still have a life and safety, and make sure that things you love and people you love are there. So, for example, if you have a dog named Mack, he's fluffy, he's full of energy, he is really the center of the universe of your family. Max can get sick. If you have pet insurance, you'll go see a vet. He will return to his happy, excited self without bankrupting you, or at least hitting a bank. Or suppose you graduate tomorrow, or somewhere in the middle of your career, and you want to open a business. Perhaps you want to start a cool app that allows you to connect folks in your neighborhood around, say, exercising. And you want to start a business? Ever? It's exciting. It's an opportunity to do new things. It's also an opportunity to make more money, have an adventure. But things can go wrong. This is where your business insurance comes in. This way, you can have fun, have an adventure, and make sure that your family and you are safe. Insurance is very important in our lives. It's so important that we collectively, families in the United States, spend about $2 trillion a year. It's trillion with a T. It's a really big number. If you want to count to a trillion, one number per second, without taking a break, it will take you about 32 years. That's how big of a number it is. And counting to 2 trillion will take you about 63, 64 years. A long time. It's a big number. Collectively, in the United States, every family spends about 5 to 8% of their income on insurance. To put it in perspective, it's like buying a small used car every year. It's a lot of money. Half of it is spent on the health insurance, and the other half is somewhere between the car and your property. So, it's important. We spend a lot of money on it, so we have to understand what we're buying, right? Have you read your car insurance? What about your health insurance? What about your property insurance? I'm a practicing lawyer. I've been practicing for 20 years. I'm also a CEO. I can't tell you that I'm excited to get up in the morning to read my insurance. Even to me, the legalese is a foreign language. Now, so let me summarize. Insurance is important. It has a very important function in the society. We spend a lot of money on it, and we don't understand what we're buying. Are you surprised that it causes a lot of stress, both emotionally and financially, when we deal with it? I mean, it's kind of like buying a mystery box. Spending 5 to 8% of your money. It could be really awesome. It could be life-changing. Or it could be a complete flop. Would you buy it? Are you in? Okay, let's go back to my trips. Every year, my husband and I are planning a trip with those separate ways to read it independently. We then return after highlighting, every rule, every exemption, every exception, and every exemption to exception. And after two lawyers have an independent opinion and compare notes, we conclude that we're all fine. We should be fine. We're covered for everything we will do, and frankly, for things we will never do. We're fine. Unless, of course, we rent an exotic car. Did you notice an exotic car exemption, I asked my husband? He turns around and he says, well, did you notice that Tesla is exotic? I turn around and I say, did you know that even an affordable one is exotic? Why? The affordable Tesla is an exotic car? The explanation is very simple, because the rules have been written in the good old days when Tesla only had one very expensive model, and those rules have not been updated. It took two lawyers to figure this out. So, are we renting a Tesla? The answer is a no, because it will double how much we spend on our rental. So, this whole exotic car exemption shows you how complicated insurance can be. Figuring out rules, exemptions, exceptions, and exemptions to exceptions actually is a lot of work. It takes, two highly educated professionals. Between the two of us, we have 4 advanced degrees in business, law, and engineering, and almost 5 decades of executive experience. And we sometimes get it wrong. This stuff is really complicated. Shouldn't figuring out what's in your insurance be as easy as understanding the weather? Well, we're not done with primary stuff, because there is more. In addition to primary insurance, almost everyone has secondary insurance associated with your credit card, your club memberships, and things like that. And sometimes they give you redundant coverages for what you already have, and sometimes they cover things that are new. And if you're asking yourself, does this come with the rules, exemptions, exceptions, and exceptions to exemptions? Yeah, they do. So part 2 of us preparing for our vacation is to actually figure that out. We go our separate ways again, and then we come back, and again engage in competitive insurance trading. This is what you get when you marry a fellow lawyer. This is what we do for recreation. So my husband puts in front of me a table he created. I look at it, and I'm not sure if it's right side up or upside down. It looks like a 5D web. He asked me, is things are clear for me now? It looks about right. He reaches the same conclusion, so it must be accurate. I tell him I trust you, honey. That's an easier thing to say than try to figure out what he drove. 20 years, every year, we go through the same thing. Insurance is supposed to give you a peace of mind, but instead, it just gives you a lot of stress. Most of us spend probably too much on our insurance. Almost every one of us has redundant coverage for things we don't need, sometimes twice, 3 times, 5 times, 10 times. And all of us have holes for things that we actually need, but are blissfully unaware that we need it. So, is there another way? Is there a way to check our insurance the same way we check the weather, for example? Well, researchers at Stanford University at Codex, which is a collaboration between the law school and the School of Engineering, have built tools. The tools basically take all this legal mumbo jumbo and give you answers. Not the policy, not the excerpt from the policy, not the rules that you don't see that are available to your insurance broker, but the answers. So they take your primary policies, your secondary policy, your entire portfolio, they analyze it, and you effectively can figure out the size and location of your neck. How big is it? Where does it start? Where does it end? Where does it have holes? And how can you close it? So in my example of traveling every year for spring break, this would look like something like this. Instead of my trusty highlighter and a bunch of papers, I give the system my primary policies and my secondary policies, my entire portfolio, and I get answers. For your insurance, when it comes to health, you're completely covered in every part of the world for pretty much everything through a primary insurance. For your car, in most jurisdictions, you're fine too through a primary insurance, and if your primary insurance doesn't catch you, you have a series of credit cards that will. Now, if I'm going to do a paragliding adventure, that's an extreme sport. It is. It's not covered in any of my insurance. My entire portfolio does not cover it. And if I would like to have that safety net, I will probably buy additional one. There. Clear. To the point. You just have answers. You don't have to read that legal mumbo jumbo. Who wants to read mumbo jumbo? Nobody. Insurance today is way, way too complicated. We should be able to order the flavor of insurance we want, just like we choose, I don't know, between, say, pizza and tacos from the couch. Can my friend drive my car? You get the answer quickly, and if needed, bubble wrap your life. Move forward, have fun, enjoy your adventure. All of that is possible. Technology is here. You are the answer to this. You can ask your insurance provider not to send you a policy or the rule book or excerpts. You should demand the answers. That's what humans need. Once you have the answer to your coverage, if you understand that safety net, you will be able to make really good decisions for yourself and your loved ones. Sure, in the process, you may spend less money. And sure, in the process, you'll probably buy the right coverage. But really, you'll be able to design the insurance safety net that you need to go with your life adventure. And in the process, your relationship with your insurance will go from, the necessary evil to a trusted relationship of confidence. A better relationship with your insurance is absolutely possible. The tech, it is here. And yes, if we do that, I will finally escape that 20 years of cycle that I have every year. And yes, it will make my very happy marriage happier. I mean, for one, we'll find a better hobby. And then, of course, I will be able to get to the beach sooner and start shopping. And we all know a happy life leads to a happy life. Thank you, everyone.